Ganz, owner of the Ballroom in Portage, Wisconsin, inventor of the DM aiming system, and designer of the BoomStick brake cue. I designed this cue for one reason and one reason alone. My brakes sucked. I've been playing pool for a lot of years, but the thing that held my game back the most was my brake. Inconsistent ability to make balls, inconsistent spread, and inconsistency when controlling the cue ball off of the brake. I have never been one that can achieve a 25-mile-an-hour brake. A lot of my master level pool playing friends have these just incredible brakes. They've been working on them for years. They've mastered their craft. They have the ability to absolutely unload 25 plus mile an hour on an 8-ball rack, explode the rack, control the cue ball. That's not me. Anytime I get more than about 20 miles an hour on my brake, the cue ball is just stupid. It's wild. I have no idea what's going on. So I have always tried to dial my brake back, do more of a speed control brake. But then what happens is I open the entire rack up for my opponent because I didn't make nothing. I got a little crazy a few years ago and started experimenting with all the new brake sticks that were coming out. I bought basically every single new biggest, bestest brake cue out on the market. And what I found with every single one of them was I broke exactly the same with every single one of them because I've never been able to achieve that big high-speed brake. That's when I started working with Jacoby cues and designed this cue. If that sounds anything like you really need to check this cue out. You can achieve maximum crash on an 8-ball rack, explode the back of that rack out with a lower speed brake. And what that allows you to do is control the cue ball. When I'm sitting on the cue ball getting ready to brake, I'm not concentrating on anything else other than control the cue ball. And if I get that speed controlled and it's about 18, 19 miles an hour, which virtually anybody can achieve, it explodes the rack. I get consistent spreads. Control over the cue ball is just a lot easier at 18 miles an hour than it is in the 20s. You really need to check this cue out if that sounds anything like you.
The concept's pretty simple. We configured the BoomStick to maximum legal weight, 25 ounces, balanced it beautifully, and put it behind Jacoby's famous carbon fiber brake shaft. And we did it at a lower price point than the big boys. Imagine for a minute the difference between a professional golfer and your average Joe weekend golfer. The professional achieves a big drive with a fast club head speed. It probably doesn't matter what driver you give them. They're still going to destroy the ball because their mechanics are perfect. Now, give the average Joe a smaller club head made for a high-speed swing, and he'll probably struggle. Give him a big 460cc driver and have him just concentrate on hitting the middle of the fairway every time with a nice slow swing, and he'll do it way more consistently. The concept is the same behind the BoomStick. BoomStick is not the first big heavy brake stick by any means, but it's the first to take a 25-ounce cue and put it behind Jacoby's amazing carbon fiber blackout shaft for maximum energy transfer to the cue ball. This is the keep me honest portion of the video. I set up 4 brakes on my 4 tables I have downstairs at the ballroom. Broke one right after the other, all in one camera shot. You can see the consistency I'm able to achieve with this cue. I don't really hit the brake too hard. Again, I'm shooting for that 18, 19 mile an hour brake. I controlled the cue ball pretty well through all 4 brakes. I made 9 balls and 4 brakes, over 2 balls per rack on average. Only one of the cue balls got a little bit away from me, but for the most part, that cue ball's right in the middle of the table at the end of the brake. And believe it or not, this was the first and only take I did this. This last rack's probably the best one. If I broke like this every time, I might be a master. Look how hard I hit that. Not very hard at all.